Enter here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Love Advice. I love the fact that you're all here, that you're online. B. Ray, thank you so much for being an awesome moderator. And all of you that are here, just know that I very much appreciate this. Today, I have the first of a two-part series. It is all about the paradox of choice. What I mean by that is today's discussion is online overload. When you have so many choices that you basically don't pick anybody. And if you do pick somebody, you discard them rather quickly. It's what I call disposable. Online dating has created, there's a convergence of technology with the hope of an endless possibility of romantic outcomes. With all these new people, it makes it very hard to ever make a choice. And if a choice is made, then the human being tends to second guess ourselves. Well, I chose Mary, but oh, look at this, Kathy looks great. And what about Karina? Oh my goodness, I might be missing out. So we know what FOMO is, right? Fear of missing out. FOBO is fear of a better offer. Kind of the same thing, but it's more specific to you may have a greater outcome with somebody else, all right? So it's not just the information overload. It is imagining that there is a better opportunity, a better romantic life. All of this that we are talking about today in part one has to do with being a disposable partner. Have you been disposed of by somebody? Did you find yourself in the revolving door of dating where you went online, you met somebody, they chatted you up, you thought you had something, you started to see them and suddenly they're gone? Did you meet somebody in real life and you thought you were going somewhere? It felt good. It felt right. You had a real connection. What happened? There's another choice. The onslaught of choice. When we look at so many possible partners, the human mind cannot focus. And especially if you're a person that's unclear and you are without intention in your dating. So for many of you who are feeling frustrated, and I do understand that online dating is a part of dating. I know most of you hate it. Many of you have stories like I do where my friend met the guy that she's going to marry. We all know somebody who had great success with online dating. But for the most of us, it's like sludging through muck to try to find that one person between scam artists and bots and people that chat you up and walk away because they're on so many apps, or people that aren't even single, that are on there just amusing themselves. It can be very daunting, and it can be a very negative experience. So have you been feeling like a disposable? And if you were, what did you do about it, and what can we do about it? These are the questions I'm going to answer today. I want to say, hi, Sister Anastasia. I'm writing a book. Would hate to miss the show. Hi. There's such great commentary. Bamrig, how are you doing? B. Ray, thank you for being my moderator. You're awesome. I love that you're talking to each other. We've got Katya here. We've got Amira, Gwyneth, of course. Thank you for joining us. Love to have you here. Who else do we have? Justin, Sarah, Blissful Life, Christina. Is this perfect timing because you joined us, or is it perfect timing because you felt like you had a disposable experience? I want to thank somebody right off the bat, Annette A. $4.99. Thank you for that contribution, Annette. If you have a question for me, please let me know, and B will be looking for it and give me the little markers in case I've missed it. So I want you to understand that it's not that people evacuate from relationships all the time. And throughout other time periods, they did as well, but not with the frequency and veracity of the kind of evacuation that we're seeing today. And every time that somebody gets involved with somebody and eliminates them out of, I don't know, confusion, overload, interest in somebody else, it's kind of like emotional ADD. Oh, I felt something. Not getting funny with myself. My earring. I can feel my earring going down my chest. Just a minute. Because a girl has to be dressed for her YouTube lives. You know that. Jeez, I can feel it. Just women, gals will know what that's like if you've ever wrapped an earring down your lingerie, okay, or your clothing. But so how do we do this? Is there a way that we could predict from the very beginning who is window shopping, who's going to waste our time, or somebody who's very intentional? Obviously, if you know what you want and you are online dating or meeting people in real life, then you will not be able to feel comfortable with people that are not clear. When you're clear, it's very easy to see who isn't clear. When you're intentional, it's very easy to spot those who are not intentional. What are some of the signs? They don't follow through. They're sporadic in their communication. They seem distracted when they're talking to you. Communication goes on and off in spurts. These are people that are just amusing themselves. It's like shopping all day long, shopping for people. It's overwhelming. And I don't even think most of the people online intend to do anything with their choices. So let me open it up to see some of what you people are thinking. Sarah says she's sick as hell, but she's going to still watch the live anyway. Thank you. We hope you feel better. Gwyneth, thank you for making it in time. Let's see. Hi, Susan B. Everyone. The theme suits me like a ring on my finger as I'm currently trying for the online dating thing, and it's been quite a roller coaster. So let's be clear about what online dating is. In my world, in Susan's world, it's an additional arena to possibly meet people beyond your social circle or your current environment. I am very lazy as a dater. I drop myself right in the center of New York City. Chances are I'm going to run into you, literally walk into you in the street, see you, be in a closed environment where I have to meet you. Okay, when I'm in an isolated part of the rural area, like my home in the Southwest, no chance. No chance at all. Okay, let's see. Let me jump to MR. Mr. Cricket, how are you? And thank you for your $5. I appreciate that. In this world of online dating, how do we deal with neediness and how do we become more open to relationships? How do I attract people that I want to? Okay. Who's feeling needy? Is it you or is it them? And clarity of intention and clarity of what you want and need in a partner will serve you well. The clearer you are on qualities, we all look with our eyes, and online dating is a shopping fest of beauty or not. But even though we look and swipe with our eyes making the decisions, the reason that relationships work when you finally meet in person is that not only is the individual agreeable to you visually, they pass the test for being somebody with whom you could want to touch and kiss, etc. But we begin to connect with who they are as a human being. And it's the individual qualities that a person possesses that make them more attractive or less attractive. And I think you've all heard me talking about this story in I think it was the late 1980s. I was in that BMW was the big thing. We're going out to the beach with my boyfriend and his friend who was an heir to the major sugar fortune. Had this beautiful girl in the backseat. And she looked like one of those Robert Palmer models, like blonde, skinny, she was a model. I had to sit in the back seat with her for an hour and a half I struggled to make conversation. I struggled. I asked her about her background, her history, where she grew up. I was doing 20 questions. This is long before I interviewed people professionally. But all I knew, I never worked so hard to communicate with somebody and found them to be more dull. And even with things that should be excited, about things you're passionate, right? And the longer I was with her, I thought, her nose is kind of big. And it was kind of crooked, actually. And I never saw that weird thing on her chin. Oh my God, that little toe is, she became more unattractive the harder I had to struggle to find who she was. And I'm just sitting in the backseat of a car looking to have a nice connection with the gal that I'm going to be spending the day with, she and her boyfriend. So it's, people become more beautiful to us. So be intentional in what you're looking for. The neediness, let's say it's your neediness. Are you feeling needy? That requires a lot of self-confidence, and that requires faith in yourself and faith in the fact that the universe is actually working in your behalf. If you want partnership, you have to understand that that thought didn't come out of nowhere. It means that you're ready for it, you want it, you're going to have it, you're seeing it in your future. You prepare as best you can. The mental freeway of preparing how you want it to feel and look. A lot of these videos that I talk to you about already show you how to do that. If the other person is needy, neediness is a lack of confidence. It's that I don't trust myself. I don't trust the process. I don't know, am I going to get hurt? We really need to have resilience. And whether it's the person that you're dating who seems needy, which is difficult because then you must always be the one to stabilize their emotions and give them a sense of security. And as you know, we cannot make other people feel safe and secure if inherently they are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. If you're the one who's feeling a little needy, I'd review the process by which you are currently dating. I would review the relationships that you've come out of and how you have assessed them, how you have written them up in your mind. Did you find the benefit? Because if you're only coming in wounded and looking to have somebody make you feel whole and complete, that creates a sense of neediness. Neediness means on either part, yours or the person you're dating, there's unresolved, there's a lack of awareness that you are enough yourself. So that part of you is unresolved. We keep thinking the other person's going to complete us. It's a great line in a movie, but in real life, it doesn't happen like that. A person can add to us. A person can be our perfect companion. A person can be like, wow, I've never felt so at home before in the company of this person. I feel like I'm at home. They're my person. I'm safe, I'm comfortable. I want to answer all of this. And again, I'm guessing on context. How do you become more open to relationships? If you can trust yourself, anything you do in the dating realm, it's going to be fine. If you're looking to trust them, forget it. And I mean it, forget it. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust what you want. Trust what you're going for. Trust yourself. You will survive. That takes all the pressure off of their response. Yes, we want them to respond favorably. We want them to like us, of course. But you got to trust yourself. And in that way, you'll be more open to a relationship because you won't be afraid of getting hurt. If you get hurt, you will be able to manage. We may get an outcome that we don't want. It doesn't mean that we will be devastated, right? And how do I attract people that I want to? Okay. Again, be very clear on the qualities you would like to experience in a relationship. Be very clear and look for those other resonant people that feel the same way, that hold the same values. I hope that helps you. Sometimes it's very hard for me to do these because they're out of context a little bit. Mr. Cricket, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think I have another up here. I think I saw another super chat. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I know I saw another one. Mr. Cricket. Okay, hang on. Gary Harris. Hi. Hi, Gary. $5. Thank you so much. Susan, I feel that online dating now is just filled with narcissists and emotionally unavailable people. About 85, 90%. They will ghost us and go to the next person. There. Perfect. I'm talking about disposables. Yes. Now, it can't be 100% of your dating diet. It is an adjunct. It's just an ancillary form of meeting people. And I would suggest that if you find a dating site that you like, you stay with one site for about a month or so, month and a half, and then move on to another site. Collect the people that you like, try to speak to them. I suggest for the ladies, and well, for the men too, get a Google number that you only give out to the people that you date. That way you don't have people blowing up your personal phone and you have to keep blocking them. I have my girlfriend is such an active dater. She actually changed telephone numbers. And I said, you could just get a Google number. It routes right through to your phone. It's free. It's quite extraordinary. I use one for my work. I used to have people call me on my personal number. And there's no way, because on Google, you can set it so that you have to hear them mention their name for you to accept the call live. So then you press 1 to allow them to call through. So it's a tier. You might even want a separate email account just for dating so that people don't, there are people that you are going to want to dispose of too. I'm not a fan of online dating. I do realize that it has been effective for many people, and it's hit or miss. I understand that. It does, however, have one benefit. If you didn't know what you wanted before you began online dating, you will quickly learn and get very to the point. Online dating will teach you everything you need to know about yourself, because you will have gone through so much nonsense and you will have so little patience, and you will see every red flag because you've been seeing it. And you're going to look at these things and you're going to cut through to the people who are real and those who are not. So I think in that way, it trains you to be a more focused dater and really good at filtering. So let me continue with your questions here. Ellie said she's reading about attachment styles and it's changed everything. So I'll clue you in on the title for part 2 of this. Avoidant attachment or phobo, fear of a better offer. Oftentimes we call people an avoidant, but what they're actually suffering from is what I'm talking about today. They're not inherently avoidant. They're just overwhelmed and they've got like input ADD with every single opportunity. So how do you know the difference? And so that's the part 2, which is coming next week. So that's good, Ellie, that you're reading about that. Hi, Gwyneth. Let's see, Fatima. How to deal with abandonment issues. Okay. We better deal with them before we start actively dating. It's a really good idea. So we all have a core wound. Some have several. I know what my core wounds are. They are given to us. We don't just pick one. Our family of origin and our circumstance creates a core wound. Mine is I don't deserve. That's what I heard over and over again from my mother when she was drinking. I don't deserve. And I remember one time in the bathtub with her hitting me violently. I think I was 4 years old, and telling me that I didn't work. And all I remember is I was so young. I think I was barely in nursery school, and I did kindergarten or something. And I kept thinking, children don't work. And I didn't deserve. I don't deserve. I don't deserve. I don't deserve. My God, I have overworked every day of my life since college. My poor parents had to fly to my university for Christmas to be with me and stay in the hotel. I didn't go home for breaks. I've worked 7 days a week as long as I know. And is it horrible? Yeah. Life work balance? No way. Do I deserve every bit of success I get in whatever career I'm in? Damn straight I do. And it reminds me of what I heard recently with Tiger Woods. I was reading an article on him. Granted, people who have tremendous success have huge demons following them. But I remembered watching him in this interview, and I got this very clear sense. He practices obsessively. He puts in so many hours that the reason he has such confidence, he goes out on that golf course, he deserves to win. He has put in the time and has practiced every shot. I mean, the poor guy's back is ruined. This torquing and twisting that you do in golf, it's horrible on the spine. And the left knee, I mean, it's disastrous. You end up in a position over here. It's just, but so practice gives you confidence. And I think I went a long way from your question. But I was reading about abandonment. We've all got something. We all have something. And it is the bane of our existence, and it is also the liberation and one of our strong points. So our weakness is our strength is our weakness. This is like night and day. You can't separate one from the other. You'd like to just have the sunny side of the coin, but there's the dark side of the coin too. It's the way life is. So if we have a fear of abandonment, the internal message is that I'm not enough alone. I can't trust me to take care of myself because my family of origin abandoned me. Somebody abandoned me. You know, my parents died. I was shunted from foster home to foster home, whatever your story is. But if you're here today, you're looking for stability and some concrete, no-nonsense information, right? So you're taking care of yourself. So as long as we don't abandon ourselves, does it matter? We really have to stop living off of them. I hope they're good to me. I hope they like me. I hope they don't dispose of me. The more that you are in agreement with yourself, the more you love yourself. Okay, so forget love. That's a horrible word to say. The more you know how to unify with yourself and at least be on your side and like yourself, all this dating stuff, it's really what I call the flag the picnic. It's irritating, not going to kill you. Not going to kill you. Okay, here we go. 15. Oh, Sister Anastasia. What a brilliant writer. She, you know, I don't know if you all read the comments, but I read the comments. I do about the first couple days, and then after a while I just can't, I can't go back into the 550 plus videos, but always brilliant commentary, very deep psychologically and emotionally. Thank you so much for this. I think we finally have super chat in Israel and Palestine. This is my first one super chat to you. I'm so excited. You are incredible. Sister Anastasia, thank you so much. Blessings for you in this part of the world where there is so much going on. It's a big issue beyond disposables. Okay, wow. Thank you for joining me today, and I really appreciate your generosity here. Okay, what else do I want to talk to all of you? Let's see, Fatima. How to stop focusing on superficial stuff as looks and look through to the heart of the other person. Well, let me be real with you. Okay, I got to be real with you. You're not going to be attracted to somebody and even give them a chance. If you find them pug ugly, you're just not. If you find them physically repugnant to the point that you would get sick if you thought if you had to touch them, this is not going to work. They can be the nicest person in the world. For you, they don't work. For somebody else, they do work. And again, I every Thursday morning, like I'm not doing much on Clubhouse, but every Thursday morning I like to work with these psychologists because they're so great. They're out of Germany. And this Glenda Mayer was talking today that there is a phrase in Germany that there is a lid for every kettle, right? So there are people that we find unattractive that somebody else finds wildly attractive. And it is astounding to me the variety of choices that people make in what they find attractive. But let us be real. This is not about a friendship. This is about getting really, really close and all over that person. So we will be looking with our eyes. Given the medium, visual, very little text. swipe culture, we will be choosing what is visually agreeable, and those who are not will be passed over. This is unfortunate. Those that are passed over might be a perfect partner, and if we were at a function and sitting next to them, we might find ourselves wildly entertained, and at the end of the night, we may find ourselves incredibly attracted to a person that we wouldn't have been attracted to. This is the miracle of meeting in real life. However, and again, as I said, I am not a fan of online, but for those of you to use it as an additional resource, I wanted to go over this because so many people do this. And so I've got a buddy, Coach T. Anthony, who is a colleague in my business. He went on, I think it was 20 Zoom dates in under a month. And he's a big boy and great personality. Oh my God. And he had a great time. He'd play games. He'd come up with questions. He was wildly entertaining, and he's finding a connection that he's been exploring now. He understands the beast. It's not perfect. This is why people get exhausted and hire a matchmaker, okay? They're like, oh, you do the casting for me. I don't want to do it. But it's not bad. Every single one of my girlfriends has had a long-term relationship out of something online with a decent, wonderful person. So just to say, okay, $10. Who is this? Rambling Rahima. Hi, Rambling Rahima. Had a great summer with someone, but we agreed to be friends. They kept crossing boundaries. Okay. I took that to mean they were into me, but they are gone again. How do I keep that door closed, right? Okay, I'm a little confused. You mean they kept crossing your boundaries? That's like your personal boundary? So if somebody crosses your boundaries, you think that they're into you? Okay, so maybe you're saying you thought it was, oh, okay. Okay, you agreed to be friends. They kept being romantic. Okay, I get it now. Then you took that to mean that they were into you, but they were gone again. Should I keep that door closed? Right. Well, you know what? You actually need a discussion. Question for yourself, right? 1, do you like this person? 2, are they worth the honesty? Meaning, are they somebody that you might want to investigate and get sorted out with? If you find them to be a person of quality that you like, because you said you agreed to be friends, then you should at least be able to talk to them and say, look, I like you. And even though we agreed to be friends and it was just kind of this summer thing, we might like each other more. Then you ask yourself the truth. I'd like to pursue that a little bit further. What do you think? Or do we remain friends? And by the way, if we remain friends, can you do me a favor and stay consistent with that boundary? Otherwise, you really confuse me, and I don't want to be going in the wrong direction. So you need a conversation with this person who is your friend. If they're your friend, you can talk to them, all right? I think that's the way I'd handle it. Thank you so much for the $10. Okay, let's see. Abdul, $5. Thank you. Should I follow my heart, get my ex I love back? There is a song, We May Go Back. There is a sign, I think you mean sign, We May Go Back. Or my brain and my new relation has all of what I'm looking for. No feeling. Okay, boy, I'm not quite sure, Abdul. It sounds like you have somebody new that is really nice, and yet you're preoccupied with your ex. This is quite common. Here's the thing. You have to ask yourself the following questions. 1, what happened with my ex? 2, why are we not together? 3, is it something I did wrong? Is it something he, she told me I did wrong, but I don't really believe? You have to be very clear on that. 4, is this something that I can work through, they can work through? Who dumped whom? And before you even start this, are they willing? Are you willing and are they willing? Because right now you have the upgraded version. Most of the time, I have to tell you, I do believe exes are exes for a reason. We did our time in real time with a person. We were in sync. Then we spent the rest of the time being out of sync, and then it ended. Now you have somebody new, but you're not present. to that person who is new. And I don't know how much of you is truly in love with your ex and how much you are comparing your ex to this new person who doesn't trigger you. And I feel that it was a passionate, volatile relationship with your ex. I'm just guessing. And if it was, what you're feeling is not love. It's the cycle of the ego and the drama and everything. Maybe the new person is kind of stable, warm, consistent, which can seem very nice, good on paper, and you're kind of like, I miss the fire. So I would have to work with you to ask you, or give me a second part to this. But if you've come to a breakup and it was something that could not be fixed, which is the breakup occurs because one or both people do not want to go further. They don't. They just don't want to try again. That's what it is. So you want to muck up something good today because you're wondering, this is kind of along the lines of what I'm doing today. You got a disposable. You're kind of thinking about the past, so you're not in either. I'll tell you what, your ex is going to wait around because they're an ex, and they're not going anywhere. Chances are they're not. I would say explore the new person. Again, I'm going from 4 tiny sentences that would look like this on one sheet of paper. But that would be my read on this. Okay, I went a lot on looks too. You had to type. Hi, Jenny. Want to get out of that. Want to fix myself. Okay, Fatima. All right. I love it, Sarah. You know, a lot of you people are explaining to each other. You're talking and you're clarifying things that I can't always see. This is great. Fatima, what qualities are most important in a partner? Wow. For me, and this is just for me, I need a fine human being. If I have a man who lives by a code of behavior for himself because he could not be anyone else, then I can admire him and I will have so many fewer problems. I won't have to worry about the cheating. I won't have to worry about the lying. I won't have to worry about a secret life. I won't have to worry about addictions. There's a lot of stuff I won't have to worry about. A man who is a true gentleman. A true gentleman. A fine human being. Start with that. So qualities are different for each person. Some people want a playmate, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. They want somebody to laugh and play. Their idea of the perfect partner is somebody to travel the world in a backpack. That's my perfect partner. And do the things I do. You love camping because I love camping. My idea of a perfect partner is somebody that will rock climb with me because that's what I do, and that's how I bond. So everybody is going to be different in this. Some people need an intellectual peer, somebody who stimulates them. You have to know what you need. I need a man to understand my thinking and allow me to be independent and not squash me and not confine me, but also, you know, just like, it's a lot. There's a lot of that. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful, Justin. We are all strong. We are all weak. We are all wounded. We all are healers. That is beautiful. Thank you. I need a gentleman. Yep. Let's see. I like a true gentleman. Thankfully, I've been raised that way, Susan. Good for you. I hate camping. Yeah, I'm a city girl too. Let's see. Susan, I have a question. How to be single and be happy? Wow. Okay. Well, the number one construct here is that you believe that being single is not a place that could be happy. I mean, listen, if you have a time clock going and you want a family and you want a natural family, you don't want to adopt and you don't want to do, you know, IVF or anything like that, then you have a situation to deal with. True, you do. If you believe that life is rich, that your perfect life is here right now, that you can always make it better, and that you find happiness in the present moment by doing everything you can to live your best life. Encourage yourself, be ambitious, take care of yourself, exercise, have great friends, do things that you love, find your passion. Suddenly the idea of finding a partner will seem like, yeah, I might have time for that, but first I want to go on this trip, and then I got, so the thing is that if we feel incomplete, we will definitely need a partner. If we start to feel full, we aren't so concerned with a partner. We might be dating, but we aren't so concerned with a partner because we feel full and complete within ourselves. And that's when probably the best partners come into our life. I was going to say that's when the best partnership model can be created, because we're not coming from a place of despair or need, or I need you to make me feel whole and complete, or I'm lonely and I'm desperate, or I'm feeling old, or I'm scared that this is my last bus, I'll never have love again. Those positions will almost always bring you heartache. They're kind of just guaranteed to do so. Let me see here. Are there any more? Did I miss any super chats here? Oh, Kawi, $5. Thank you so much. Do you have a question for me? Oh, should I follow B? Thank you for that. Should I follow my heart to get the X I love back? Okay, we saw that. B, thank you so much. Sometimes I get so busy with these, I'm forgetting your little arrows for me. What would I do? You're the only one here today helping me out. This is amazing. And you have a full day of working. For all of you, B is just wonderful, and she's a friend. She's been a client, and now she's a friend. And she is what we call an essential worker in her country. And she works all day long, and this is late for her. And yet she comes on here to help me, to keep trolls out so that nobody bothers all of us. Let's see. Question. Hi, Susan. I love your content. Thank you, Semi-Precious 007. What questions are good to ask when dating to find out if someone is a good fit, love interest, or not? Ask them about themselves. Ask them what they love. Ask them what they're up to. Ask them where their passion lies. A lot of guys love to talk about their work, especially if it's a career, not a job. So I will oftentimes ask them, and then how did that happen? Oh, did you know you wanted to be in this profession? How did that come about? I think so much of a man's, in the West, so much of a man's identity and worth is tied up in his job. New York City. A lot. Or I ask them about their passions. If they're creative, I want to know, oh, you're an artist, really? What medium do you use? Oh, why that? And what does that do for you? Does that feel free? And how big is the canvas? And, oh my goodness, it's so expressive. And, okay, modern art's a little unusual for me. I know it's all about the message. Just keep following it. And what will happen with a person when you're talking to them is that you will hit a vein that is thick, and a vein like in the ground, and you will find this moment of their passion. And in that passion, or in that excitement, that's when they start to forget that they're being interviewed on a date, and they start to reveal themselves, and they'll start to tell you about themselves. Now, some people are good practiced first daters, and they have kind of their commentary and the same stories that they tell and the same routine. These chronic daters get very good at it, but it also feels a little practiced. It feels a little not off the cuff. You're looking for, how did you write this again? Is a good fit, love interest, or not? First of all, are you interested in them? Do they excite you? And I don't mean sexually, physically necessarily. I mean, does something about this create an interest inside you? Because I think that's our higher animal, our higher self, saying, ooh, smells like growth. Smells like a piece to the puzzle. So if you find some click, then you follow that and see if they're a good fit for you. Now, of course, this you're going to hear it 1,000 times over, forgive me. Everybody says it. It's redundant, but it's such a baseline. It's the values, values, values. I don't care how exciting the person is. If you love monogamy and they're like, it's kind of, sometimes not so sure, that's not going to work. I don't care how great the relationship is between the two of you, not going to work. If you have a life where you are a nomad, you're like, you live on a laptop, you do not want to be in one place, and this person loves a home, and they love to hunker down, they like security, and they want to work on their garden, that's going to be a challenge. So what you're looking for is resonance in values and also lifestyle. How does that person live their life? I had a great friend, and he was golly, I don't even know how to talk about confusing. I mean, there were people that were so confusing, they confused me years before I did this work, right? Or I was just starting to do the work. But we were attracted to each other, but we were too similar. And so it kind of didn't work because we knew each other so well. It was like dating a version of ourselves, but he managed clubs and restaurants here in New York City, very high end. In New York City, they close at 4. So you're getting rid of your security staff by like 5 in the morning, right? Because you're catching everybody out, you're closing up for the night. The last people you let go are security. I mean, and then they decompress and they come home and you're like, I'm waking up and you're going to bed. That's not a sustainable lifestyle for me. I'm not going to say to somebody, the very thing that makes you famous and one of the tops in the city, I'd like you to give it up for me. Because I like to get up in the morning and I work at my desk. And I don't want you sleeping in bed. I'm never going to see you. And I'm not going to stay up till 2 and 3 in the morning. And I'm not going to sit in a place that's noisy. And I don't drink. So, I mean, how boring am I? So that's not going to work because the lifestyles are too different, right? So I hope that helps you. Let's see, what do we have here? We have €5. Kalista, hi, thank you. I think you've contributed before. Hi, Susan. Remember the one who ghosted and then said that's life? Oh my God. Holy cow. If I could just myself, I would, if it weren't not right to do. I had a big trauma, but the good thing is that it was my catalyst for awakening. Wow. Wow. Callista had a man who ghosted her, and then when she called him on it, he said, that's life. Put it right back on her like, get used to it. Not my problem. And I'm imagining that you were probably intimate with this person. And I mean, how cruel? That's conscious cruelty. That's like, I'm not remorseful, you deal with it. I made a mess in your house, I made a mess of your life, and, I don't want to deal with it. That's what happens. Wow. Now, that person with that level of cruelty and cynicism cannot feel love. It has nothing to do with you. I'm glad that this was your catalyst. That person is dead to emotions, or they could not be so cruel. There's no way in the world that person's connected to being able to feel anything. Maybe there's an addiction at the basis of this. There's something going on, something very weird. Thank you for that, and I am pleased that was your catalyst. So the way we take away the pain of a horrible experience, we find its benefit. And the minute you can isolate the benefit, the pain is neutralized, and now you understand why it came into your life. This isn't to encourage a lifetime of living through pain or bad relationships. It's just to say that that is, I think, a technique. That's my technique that I suggest for people finally eliminating the pain. And congratulations, Callista. It is wonderful. Okay, let's see. We had a couple of these come in. Sister Anastasia, 15. I think we finally have super chat. Oh, I got that. Okay, how did I miss this? Okay, B. Okay, this jumps back once in a while. So forgive me for this. You're right. So B was explaining to people that what you see and what I see are two different things. Oh, okay, B, thank you so much. How do you deal when the parents of your 14 years younger boyfriend who's from a wealthy family don't like you because I'm older, not rich, and not white. Wow, Pam, you got it stacked against you, girl. I was white and very successful, and the boyfriend's parents hated me. Question is, what does your boyfriend feel? And is he willing to stand up for you? Because you can't be the only one alone in this taking the fallout. Will he stand up to his parents? Will he back you up? Will he be by your side? That's all you need to know. Because if he fails you, you're taking them all on by yourself, and quite frankly, for no reason at all. Girl, that's a biggie. That is a biggie. Yep. You know, unfortunate that they are so narrow-minded. He obviously, out of all the selection that he has in his life, that has probably been placed before him, appropriate and socially acceptable, he found you. So you obviously liberate some part of him. You allow him to be a part of himself that he cannot be in this restricted environment in which he lives and was bred. You may be the one breath of fresh air that he's got. You may be the one person who sees the real him. You may be the one person that fosters his dreams that the parents don't approve of. Maybe he's supposed to go into financial services because that's what dad did and that's what grandpa did, and you better do this too, or the family business. God forbid you're an artist and want to live in Williamsburg. We don't appreciate that. That can't happen. So you're probably his blessing. I thank you for Super Chat. I just want you to know that he better be yours too. Make sure that a part of your relationship agreement is that you are willing to continue to love him and go through the pain and psychological and emotional torment that this causes you for one reason only. Because he is fully by your side, backs you up, and puts them in their place. And if he doesn't do that, he may lose the very woman who liberates him. Okay? Thank you for this. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay. Okay. Callista says €5 again. How you say to learn the lesson, but also to take the gift. He disposed me, but I realized that I didn't respect myself or love myself. Callista, if this relationship has taught you how to love yourself, because here's the thing, it's kind of cool. The very people that bring us to our rock bottom, to our oh my God moment, they are the ones that force us to dig deep, to love ourselves, because they have been so cruel, dismissive. We are such a disposable to them that there's no other recourse for us other than to be there for ourselves, because they're not for us. So I know the time that I got my first taste of true empowerment. And I don't mean the power of, oh boy, I finally got into shape, or oh boy, I have a cute boyfriend, because that never turned me on. Oh boy, I have this car, whatever, I got this job. It was the moment that everybody was non-supportive. And I was at rock bottom, and I had no one I could turn to. Younger guy, I'm in the country, got no friends, got no job, not working, had retired, kind of thought I was done. No friends, nobody to support me, no books that could guide me, nothing. And my guy starts failing me. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm here now. Like, how does that happen? I didn't have anyone there for me, so I had to be there for myself. Had I had more people intercede, I might not be doing this. I might not have found the inner strength. But when there's nobody to help you, you start looking at yourself, because it's very clear there's no help coming anywhere. And there's no other choice. So The gift of the pain, the gift of the torture, the gift of the person who disposes of us is sometimes the very gift is that we discover ourselves. It's not the prescription we wanted. Maybe we wanted it. I always used to say, life, I would really prefer that you deliver it on a nice little silver tray, like a tea set, like, here, Susan, here are the tools you need for your life. This is the key. We brought it to you. I don't want to have to be digging through the mires till my fingernails are broken and bleeding to get the gift. But yeah, that's what I've had to do a lot of times, dig through the mire. But I'm getting that gift. You better bet I'm getting that gift. I'm not going through that and walking away without a gift. I don't care how hard or how long I have to dig. I am getting that gift because I do not want that wound harming me the rest of my life. I will not have it. It's enough to have been wounded once. I'm not going to carry it with me. So there. Susan's getting sassy. Okay, here we go. Is there anybody else here? Do you deal in your parents? And thank you so much for that, B. Okay. Let's see, Lisa Cunningham. Okay. So do we have any other questions? Voice from an island, don't let it grab a hold. Look for a hand to hold, to pull you through the cold. Darling, don't go. Justin, are you writing poetry or are these songs? These are just beautiful. The moon can pull tides over you, drowning you in unkind worldly cold, away from the prison island in your mind. Let's go. Okay, so what did we talk about today? Okay, we talked about feeling like a disposable. Now, I spent more time than I'd anticipated, but it's good, telling you what the cure is. Somebody who disposed of us with ease, and let's say they do the unthinkable, like, that's life. Yeah, slept together and dumped you, that's life. Yeah, ghosted you. Yeah, whatever, deal with it. Let's say that happens. Okay, I'm going to get right back to Sunita. Let's say that happens. So, the disposables, here's one way that you can tell who they are. They have a lack of focus, they have a lack of commitment, and even more so, they have a lack of belief. Let me read that again. They have a lack of focus, a lack of commitment, that part's easy to detect, and they have a lack of belief. And what I mean by that is they actually don't believe that love is possible, or they wouldn't be so callous with it. They're playing it as though none of this matters, because to them, they don't expect anything could matter, okay? Let's see, Sunita says, €5, thank you, my dear. To be a guide, you must first make the journey. That's why I love Susan. Thank you. Listen, I remember when I was 20, because I was a good writer before I knew I could write. And I thought to myself, I know how to write one of these positive books. I know all the words to say. And I didn't, because I thought, I know all the words to say. I know they're right, but I haven't lived them. I promise you, in a million years, if I were writing the story of my life, I wouldn't have done it this way. I mean, I would think of a far more noble thing than falling in love with a young guy in Sussex County, New Jersey. That's like, this is craziness, right? But that's where life took me. And like any good New Yorker, dumped crap in New Jersey and left it there, right? But oh my goodness, the pain, the isolate, the hatred, the hatred that community gave me. The just different is bad, and I was different, and I had to be bad. And oh my God, I was the scapegoat for every horrible thing, and I'd been that before. And I kept thinking, life, why are you being so rough on me? I'm a really good person. I resisted so long because I didn't understand that it was here to these very powerful injustices, and the same that you are feeling today. I didn't realize how they were here to supposed to aid me. Nobody was talking like that back then. They didn't say it. They kind of said it, but it was this like, Guru, oh, the world is wonderful, it is all peace. It's like, what? I mean, I'm living this nonsense. This is a million miles from where I am. So I want to remind you, there's nothing like taking the journey, and Sunita, thank you so much, but it's not a worthless journey. When you're in pain, when you're in crisis, I want you to realize you're in the middle of a shift. You're in the middle, you're on the field, you're playing a game, your sleeves are rolled up, you're muddy, you're in the mix of it. And this is life's way to throw you in something, whether you expected to be there or not. The lady living with a boyfriend who's 14 years younger, okay? They wanted Muffy. They got you. Yep. Well, they got a learning curve too. Let's hope they can take it. But it's not for nothing. I promise you, because for so long, you can think that life is here to victimize you and that all these things are horrible. And why does everybody get an easy life but me? And why am I going through this? And why does it hurt so much? And why can't I get over them? And why isn't it better? And why do I have to go through this? And I'm a good person. And how come me? And we can get so stuck there. And that's what I call the resistance. But underneath that, the wiser mechanism of life is trying to put us through this cultivation process of challenging us, like the sand creates the friction that creates the pearl, right, from the oyster. So it's trying to do that to us. And we fight. If we can have the presence of mind in our intense pain to say, oh my God, here it is. Ooh, this is what we were talking about. This is what was going on in that discussion. This is the pain. This is the moment. All this horrible stuff is here to make me stronger. Not just stronger. It's not just a matter of surviving it. It's a matter of transcending it. You don't just survive through it. That's okay. That's great. But you transcend it. And then, better yet, you can utilize it as your own power source. That's the part that's so crazy. The very thing that made you the weakest is now added to your internal strength. I don't know why it works like that. I don't need to know. I know it happens. Okay? So to the exact degree that the pain is here, like it goes this deep, the possibility, alchemy-wise, is that it can go this high in power. Okay? That does exist. I know that to be true. So when you deal with these callous online people that are flip, remember, one, you're refining your dating skills to not put up with nonsense because you do not have time in your precious life to waste on people that aren't serious. Two, you're only looking for the people with whom you resonate and who value you, who have qualities that you admire. Three, you will be disposable to those who are playing, confused, lacking commitment, and dislike themselves. And you know what? Good. Please dispose of me. Please, so that I can get onto somebody who knows my worth. Okay, so before I end, I got to read the rest of you. Thank you so much here. Let's see. I know there's more. Fabi B, $4.99. Susan, Facebook friend reached out to me expressing his interest in me. Okay, we connected. However, I noticed he became distant. I found out he's dating. How do I move on? Okay. Well, your hope is dashed. I don't think he broke your heart. He was a Facebook friend. What was nice was the little dream it created, right? The little, didn't you have kind of a like, ooh, I got somebody who likes me, and he's kind of cute. Oh my God, it's kind of nice. And so you got on that high. That's good. That's a good high. But then the reality set in. Now, one, let's be grateful. You discovered he's seeing other people, and that's not what you want. So two, how do you move on? You thank him for the part that he played in your life because he reminded you of a spark that maybe you hadn't felt in a while. And so what I do is thank him for the warm-up round. He's not going to sustain it, okay? He's just He's the tap on the shoulder. He's the warm-up round. And the way you move on is you move on in faith and you say, look, not for nothing. This happened to me. There's no one-off. Okay, it happened for a reason. And I'm admitting to myself, to my friends, to the universe, I liked it. I liked it, but not just for a little sniffing about. I liked it for somebody, it excited me, the idea of having somebody come into my life. It excited me, the interest. It excited me that a man was pursuing me. Traditional, but I like it. I like it a lot. And so you tell this to yourself and to the universe, and you make a demand. Send me more. Send me more. I like it. Send me more. More of this, please. More of this. Okay? You already got your little, you got that little vibe. You got that little thing. Maybe you walk now with a little bit of in your step, right? Because you feel good, you feel a little sassy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had somebody sniffing about. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cute. So now you're kind of awakened to something, and it's delicious. So we follow that trail, and we keep that vibration, and we keep that lightness about you, and that little bit of sass, if that's what it brings out of you. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for this, Fabi B, and I think I missed somebody else. Let me see. Sunita, thank you so much for this, Fabi B. Thank you, everybody who's contributed. Now, I might have lost somebody. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. If I do, I will address these in large caps when this goes live. Okay, Pam, I got you. Callista again. Okay, wait, did I read that? Okay. So you do understand this is part and parcel of modern dating, okay? It is not attractive. It's not desirable, but we are going to find a way to make it work for us. I prefer to meet people in real life. There are many people that are watching this now that are still under quarantine, that still do not have vaccines, or their country won't let them leave or whatever, okay? So let me recap what's going on. This is part one of a two-part series. This is called Online Overload, Disposable Partners. And we were talking about why it happens and what you can do about it. Oh, hi, PRMD. Thank you so much. £5. Thank you. Hi, Susan. What are the best ways to meet people apart from online dating? My friends have not been helpful, or my network. Now, this is answered assuming that you can leave your house and that you can socialize. I really like meeting people in arenas where there are common interests, whether it's a running club or you play golf or it's a technology meetup, some kind of, you like to clean up the city park. I don't care. It's church. Where do you go where you feel filled? I was invited. So if any of you watch the Westminster Dog Show, I met David Frey years ago. He's one of the judges. And they had a special event to support the canine dogs after 9/11 who had taken in all the asbestos, to heal them, to pay for them, and to pay for their veterinarian care. So I went with my then big 60-pound white Samoyed, and we're in this fabulous hotel on Park Avenue. And I met David Frey with his dogs, and here he is, a world-class dog trainer. He takes his dogs in the building, and they pee on the oriental carpets. I thought he was going to die. He was the nicest man. So we started chatting. I told him I was all there to support any one of those canine dogs from 9/11, to support anything I could with 9/11, because you give a contribution to go, right? And so he invited me to the dog show. He invited me to the day that there were Samoyeds. It was like the pre-show. I saw pens of beautiful white Samoyeds. Oh my God, I was in heaven. Now, that's a heaven moment for me. I'm not saying look at it, a pen of white dogs is going to be a moment for you. Maybe that run as the sun is setting and you're coming over a mountain top. Maybe, I don't know, paragliding or sailing or whatever that is, or maybe surfing, or maybe a walk, maybe painting, I don't know, whatever your thing is or things, music. When you're in an environment where you are feeling full and rich and vibrating and it involves other people, that's the best, best, best place to meet somebody. Now, maybe you're going to say, oh, I love knitting and the only people knitting are these little ladies. Okay, so you go to knitting just because you love knitting. But if you go to an event and you have an event or a hobby that you like, a cultural conversation, anything, music, a theater, anything that you like, and it's a mixed crowd, or it's a crowd that has the kind of people that might be prospective partners, one, you're not feeling tense by hunting. You're actually there to enjoy yourself. Two, you're in your element. Three, you have something automatically in common with the other person. So how wonderful is that? Right? Now you already have something to talk about. And remember, it's not always the person that you meet. That person knows more people. So let's say you're hoping to expand your social circle and you go to an event and it's a conversation. I went to ethics in AI. I know nothing about this. I went to learn. I sat next to a woman who was wonderful. She wasn't at Core Club. She wasn't a member. I sat next to her. Don't you know, she's the one who hired me to speak at the World Economic Forum. No small feat. I was just chatting with her. She was lovely. I wanted to befriend her. I just thought she was brilliant and exciting and dynamic. And there was no agenda. I went to learn. She was there. We sat next to each other, and this wonderful relationship was forged. Now, in another context, you could be sitting someplace at I don't know, like a string quartet outside on the park area of your local community, and you're sitting next to somebody who's fun and talkative, and then they invite you to a party. And on the party, you meet somebody who's one of their relatives, who happens to have a best friend that they bring along. Boom. So connection, connection, connection. But always, the worst place to meet somebody, I think, the best place to get laid, but the worst place to actually meet somebody for a relationship is probably a bar or a discotheque. Unless you can really talk to them, to really talk to see if there's a resonance, right? But if you're doing something you love, you're already happy. So I think this is like a little, Katya, thank you. I'm looking at this. You're all going to think I'm crazy if you're not seeing what I'm looking at. It's a little like this with heart eyes. Thank you, Katya. How can I help? Is there anybody else before I close off? Okay, so that's the best way to meet people if you want to meet them in real life. I'm glad. Okay, PRMD says, Susan, thank you. That was really helpful advice. The most uncomfortable I was, and I think I told you guys this, the recent one. Every time I get newly single, I have these weird single women that just glom onto me. It's like the silent dog whistle, like, she's single. And they're like, oh, somebody for hunting. Hunting, we're going to go hunting together. They couldn't care less who I am. They just want a body next to them so that they can be someplace looking for men. It's horrible. It's horrible. I used to go out with this girl. I was actually doing research for myself. It was the early 2000s. It's the basis of a lot of the bad boy stuff, and going to these clubs in New York and down in the meatpacking district. And again, I don't drink. I wasn't hooking up. It was just like observation. I went with this woman. She had nothing in common with me. She just couldn't stand by herself, so she stood next to me. There was no connection between us. There was no conversation. There was no warmth. There was no genuine friendship. She just wanted a warm body, so she had an excuse to go hunting. So, okay. Oh, and here you are. Hi, $47.99, 2 in a row. Holy cow. Okay. Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you for your very first contribution. I really appreciate that. Okay. A 2-part question. Here we go. And then this will be our last, and I'll catch you next week with avoidant or phobo. Okay. Number 1, Susan, 9 months ago, I was on a date with a man, felt great with him. I rejected him because I discovered he's a friend of my ex whom I had a trauma. I was scared, but he totally stuck in my head and I regret. Part 2, after 2 weeks, I tried to honestly fix it, but he was still resentful and didn't want to meet with me anymore. Is anything to do? I'm tired of regretting. How to stop it. Regards. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, this is really tricky. Okay, I'll give you your answer first. Then I'll tell you what the problems are in this. You can try for one more conversation, but you need to be absolutely explicit and to the point, and don't muck about. Like clear, 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 easy to absorb. You got to write in man language for him to hear it. I'm sorry. I shied away from you because you are a friend of my ex's, and that made me uncomfortable. I did both of us a great disservice. Please be so kind as to let me take you out to a coffee or to a drink and make it up to you, because I see you as a man of value. I apologize for my short-sightedness. I mean, I'm just guessing off the top of my head. That's probably not the way you speak, but something like that. Got to be clean, 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 and make an offer to take him for drinks. If you drink, or a cup of coffee or something. Not a lunch, not a dinner. That's too much. Okay? Now, the fact that he's a friend of your ex, that's not so comfortable. The question is, what is the word friend? Is it really friend in the way, because, Facebook changed this whole what a friend is and a friend isn't. An acquaintance of your ex? All right, that's doable. A close friend of your ex? That's getting very tricky. And although you may feel a connection with the man, you're walking into kind of an ongoing issue, because don't think if he's friends currently with your ex that he won't be commiserating with your ex if something happens, like, oh man, she's not so weird. Does she always do this stuff? And dude, do you mind? And first of all, I don't think he's a close friend, because what close friend of your ex is going to try and hit on you? Like, that's not cool. So I think they kind of know each other. That's what I think. But another heads up, and again, I gave you the first answer you wanted, just how do I reconnect? Remember, this guy's petulant, right? You apologized and made a mistake and tried to rectify it. He wouldn't have it. He's like, no, didn't want me the first time. No, I'm wounded. I'm not going to play with you. I'm wounded. I'm going to make you suffer. Like, that's not mature. A mature man would have said, I'm sorry you made that decision. It made me doubt how well you know yourself. I took real offense, and it hurt me. And he'd stop talking, because he's indicating, I spanked you because I'm mad. I gave you my boundary. I told you what I don't like. But I'm actually interested in you, so I'm going to stop talking and let you take over and see if you counter offer and apologize one more time. Then I'll suggest that maybe we talk about it over drinks. So I'm not convinced you lost something good. Just saying. Okay, guys, so excited. Another day with Susan. Okay, here we go. I don't believe I missed anyone. B, am I good to go? I think I did. Annette, I think I did. Katya, thank you, my dear. Everyone, I think we're done this time. Next week, I know you always want to know about avoidant. Oh, God, are they avoidant? Am I anxious? All this attachment stuff. So we will have some distinctions between whatever it is. But by the way, I don't care what term you put on it. If it's not working, it's not working. And it's for a lot of reasons. You can call it anything you want, but sometimes you've got to really assess the turf. Is this something that I feel that I need to invest my precious time in? Is this person so valuable I will tax my mind to figure them out? Or could it be that there are many buses down there? Okay, I just haven't seen the next one yet. Everyone, this is coming up on Memorial Day weekend in New York City in the US. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Those of you in our armed services. Oh, Nika says hi too. She's coming back. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the unbelievable sacrifice for this country. For those of you who are giving me hearts, millions of hearts back at you. Join me next week. I adore all of you. You are great, beautiful, wonderful souls here advancing your awareness and being awesome people in the world. Love you madly. Saying goodbye as Nika comes in the door. Little Nika has her walks every day. Love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, B-Ray, my solid woman. Love you so much. Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining me. I'll see you next week. Nika, you want to say hi? Okay, we're going to show you to the people. Before we say hi, Nika, the Wonder Dog wants to say hi. Nika, say goodbye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.